What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we'll be covering Muln stock or Mullen Automotive. I did make the mistake in yesterday's video claiming that Muln stock had earnings after hours. This is not the case. They didn't have earnings. They actually don't have a set date for earnings as of yet. So I did get confused and I did follow the herd. I listened to the herd a little bit and just assumed that earnings were yesterday, but they're not. So understand there's no date for earnings, but they've been giving hints and previews of what to expect during earnings. They've talked about their cash position, their balance sheet, all of that stuff already. So that is already being priced into the stock, so understand that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new, and if you want to check out Hootmoney trade alerts, it's that first link in the description. We're up over 200% in just a few months, so you can check it out with that first link below. Anyways, my friends, let's get right into it. First things first, Moomoo, baby. Only today left. Only less than a day left to get your free share of NEO. As you guys can see, deposit $1 on Moomoo. You get your free share of NEO. This ends on March 31st, 2022. Today is March 31st, 2022, so it's your last day to get your free NEO share. It's the second link in the description, first link in the pinned comment down below. You also get 2 free shares up to $3,500 each in addition to your free NEO share. NEO's going for about $21 per share. It's free money. You're also going to get a free stock valued up to $3,500 each. 2 chances for that, so 2 free stocks there. Links are below to check out Moomoo. Last day to get that NEO share. And with that being said, let's jump right into the rest of the video. Here we have Muln on Market Cipher. We're looking at the 2-week chart. As you guys can see, 2-week chart still looking absolutely fantastic. It was on a very deep red wave, and we got the big green dot buy signal, so that is looking very good. Moving into the daily chart got a green means go as of today, so that's looking very good as well, but it's also on that upwards momentum wave, so there may be additional selling pressure after a few days of this current price action. The 4-hour chart is definitely posing some downside risk here. The Heikin-Ashi candle flipped to red, and as you guys can see, VWAP is in fact pointing down. Big blue wave right here, and this could potentially be a small blue wave, which is also not a very good signal. 1-hour chart, it is showing some hope right here. As you guys can see, VWAP is pointing up and it's very green. Money flow still pointing back up. So hourly chart is showing a very conflicting signal to the 4-hour chart right now, because hourly is likely to get that green dot as the momentum has been pointing up throughout the day today. Second half of the day, obviously it's sold off at open, but what we're seeing here is a potential green dot, which would be a trigger wave because it's coming off of a very red and bearish wave right there. So that's a good sign there for the 1-hour chart. And then the 15-minute chart is showing signs of a bottom. It got a perfect bounce right here off of the fib level, and you can see here in the 15-minute chart how much these fib levels are affecting Muln. As you guys can see, yesterday it jumped up 2 fib levels, so up into the next one, and since it made that move yesterday, it was using this as support. It couldn't break through. It was trying to break through. It made a move back up in after hours using the fib level again as resistance. Used the fib level again at market open when it pumped as a resistance, and now it's using this fib level as support. So guys, you got to be using fib levels, especially if you're trying to be day trading this. If you're holding it, that's fine, you can do you, but understand if you're day trading this, definitely be using those fib levels. Even back here on the old price action, if we scroll all the way back, this whole price action was definitely trading the fib levels, so watch out for the fib levels. It's very important. In terms of what I think is going to happen for Muln, I think that there could be some risk, and this is because of the options that they added to Muln. So they added weekly options as of today. As you guys can see, April 8th, 2022. I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory that they drove this thing up yesterday. So this price action right here to get people hooked, to get people to back in their speculating mood. We also saw a spike up in implied volatility to 250%. So I really think they spiked up that premium, spiked up the share price so that they could sell it to people, right? Now they have weekly options, which are the most risky. More on that when we cover unusual whales. But it's something to take note of. As you guys can see, 260% implied volatility, up from about 200% as of yesterday, 260% at the money right here as well. It was around 200% yesterday. So I really do think they might be trying to trap people with that spike up as of yesterday, but we will see because they also added weekly options. I mean, it just coincides with that. I don't know. And now there's going to be a max pain for each of these weekly expirations, which is just going to add more monkey business between the market maker and Muln's share price. Moving into the short squeeze analysis, we've got Ortex up here sitting at a 17% cost to borrow, 33 million shares currently being shorted, an additional 1.43% short interest change, 100% utilization, still 0.4 days to cover. There is about 10 million extra shares on loan than the estimated short interest, which does pose some risk because you could get those return shares all at once, giving additional ammo to short sellers. We've seen that before many times on several different stocks, and whenever there's an additional shares on loan than the short interest, it does definitely give ammo to short sellers. I just can't deny it. I've seen it way too many times where they use those additional shares on loan to just screw with the data, and it usually ends up aiding short sellers. So that is definitely a risk. Right here we have Fintel. It's number 4 on the short squeeze leaderboard with a 98.5 score. It's number 2 on the gamma squeeze leaderboard with a 99.95 score. So gamma squeeze, especially leading up to April 14th, could be absolutely huge. We have puts up there, but we're looking at calls. You guys can see a very nice gamma ramp. There's 21,000 open interest there, 31,000 there, and then another 20,000 at the 5. That combined with the momentum that we've been seeing in Muln's stock and the changes in open interest, it's been going up like crazy. It's definitely a very good opportunity for a gamma squeeze. We're also seeing enormous call option volume, which we'll be getting into in a second. Fintel also marks 0 shares available to be shorted as of 4 hours ago, down from 1.5 million. So short sellers are definitely loading up on this spike up. They have the borrow rate here at about 20%, so that's up from last week. It's getting more and more difficult to borrow this stock. Short volume ratio has been sitting honestly decently low. I mean, I don't get how it's been chilling around 30 to 40%. That seems pretty low in my eyes, considering what we're looking at here is a very parabolic stock. You usually see it from 40, 50, or even 60% short volume ratio. So to see that it's under 40, it's still very high. Anything over 30% short volume is very high, but it's just interesting to say the least. I think it would be at least decently higher. And then here we have the dark pool statistics. So as you guys can see, dark pool did spike up to over 60% as of yesterday. It's at 61% as of today. The 30-day average is 54%. Crazy right there, considering that, I mean, we spike up in share price, dark pool goes up. We see this on every single stock, especially stocks that retail likes, but it's just crazy to see it anyways. Moving into the short or unusual whales analysis, we're looking at the call option flow, well, calls and puts. We're looking at $10,000 premium or more, ask side only, calls and puts, and it is so bullish. As you guys can see, majority calls being traded. Actually, it's 100% calls being traded. Let's just throw that on one more time. I want to make sure this is real. Yeah, that is wow. So all call options being traded, $10,000 in premium or more, and this is why it has such a high chance of a gamma squeeze. There's such bullish conviction behind this play, such a large amount of volume coming into call options. They're all targeting that April 14th expiration. So overall, that's super super significant, because that's exactly what you want to be seeing if a stock is gamma squeezing. You want to see tons and tons of call option volume being plowed into it. And as you guys can see, call volume today, it's not as high as it was yesterday for obvious reasons. We're not seeing the same volatile moves, but it is still very high, and it's above its floor of about 46,000 in call option volume, where we see it decline usually before the next spike up. And this coincides with what we saw in implied volatility. Implied volatility dipped down to about 210%. Now it's sitting at about 260%. So that is also why we saw a nice little spike up, right? Because the call option volume was down, implied volatility was down. That offers buying opportunities for options speculators. Moving into the biggest option trades of the day, the biggest was a buying of a $1 call option expiring on April 14th, 2022. This is for $79,000 worth of premium. The second biggest was for $55,000 worth of premium. Again, guys, these are super high, super significant values right here. The rest of them were all call options being traded. Some of them were profit takers, but majority, 70% of them were buyers of those call options. Again, super significant. There's likely some more upside according to what we're seeing in the options market. Dark pool volume, we already looked at it, but it is so significantly high. Yesterday, the price moves up a lot. Dark pool volume, of course, it's up insanely. Moving into the max pain right here, and we can touch on this because now there's weeklies, right? There's 4/8/2022 options that are now available, giving us a max pain each and every single week, which also gives puts more pressure on market makers to drive the price down, make these call options expire out of the money if people are speculating mostly on call options. So it really doesn't help the share price adding these weeklies, which is also why I think they drove up the price yesterday, to get people to start speculating on these 4/8, to bring that hype, to bring that FOMO back into the stock. On April 14th, which is the big expiration, max pain is at $2.50, which does pose a slight downside risk, about 15-20% downside risk there. As you guys can see here, the volatility skew is definitely the highest for the April 8th contracts, much higher than you're seeing on the April 14th. It's still pretty high on April 14th, but the April 8th is the highest. So weekly options are the most expensive, the least time until expiration. They literally don't make sense. They're gonna get you to lose money more than you make money. They're literally just lotto tickets. They can most definitely hit, and you can most definitely make money, but understand they're totally rigged against you. And you're probably gonna make more money in your trading career, in my personal opinion, selling weekly options than actually buying them. But that, again, it's only my opinion. And then here is the gamma exposure. I'm not 100% sure if this is entirely correct. It's only showing 4, 5, and 5.5, so we'll ignore that. But again, the gamma ramp for 414 is pretty incredible, as you guys can see right here. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Check out Moomoo. You only have less than 1 day left to get your free Neo share. So if you want $20 for literally free, you got to do it by 12 a.m. tonight, March 31st. You can't do it on April 1st. Get that free Neo share. Links are below in the description or pinned comment section. You also get a free up to $7,000 in free stock. So there's that as well. Hootmoney trade alerts, that's that first link in the description. We're up over 200% on the account that I just made recently, so that's very good. And yeah, my friends, that's about it. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Hope you all enjoyed, hope you all learned something.